Hello folks, Killface of Baylor. Sorry for all the 5 o'clock shadow, or really more than that. It's a couple of days of growth. I'm waiting to do another shaving video for my other channel. Anyway, I wanted to answer a viewer question, which was about throwing stars or shuriken. As you can see, what I have here is not that. It's just basically cardboard scraps. This is a stiffer cardboard than usual, and here are some smaller ones. And I wanted to compare them between the methods used for throwing stars and the methods used for throwing cards, and why. Also, metal throwing cards like the weighted Royal Flush in spades that comes with a very slightly sharpened edge. Metal cards, those are probably going to tend towards being thrown like throwing stars because of their weight, and that's the big thing. That's why I have 2 different sizes here. So playing cards are light. They're lighter even than these, but these small ones I can go ahead and throw in the same style that one would throw playing cards. And with a playing card, it's a lot of the flick of the wrist. And what stabilizes it in the air is how fast you can get it to rotate, because it doesn't have weight to stabilize it. When you throw a rock, the thing that stabilizes it is it's heavy, and it's kind of awkward for the wind to blow around. If you try and throw a sheet of paper, you have the opposite. But if for whatever reason you could get it up to, say, 500 RPM, that's probably not even fast enough. It probably needs to be several thousand RPM or whatever. But you get it rotating fast enough, a piece of paper will fly. A card is a little bit heavier, but it still needs some rotation. So the grip you're going to use on the card, the most popular grip is the Thurston grip, I think it's called. And it's like this, like you're going to cut off the top of the card, only tipped a little. Thumb down, fingers tucked, and then you're going to flick your wrist to get it to fly. Whereas when throwing a throwing star, which is going to have significantly more weight, right? Instead of trying to flick your wrist, I could do it with these because they're still relatively light compared to a throwing star. But throwing stars balance pretty easily because they're weighted and they're shaped in such a way they're likely to hit point first. You just have to get them to fly. But the thing to do is not to flick your wrist, because you're likely to lose some accuracy and some stability from the fact that you can't push on the corners to get the rotation because it's going to stab you. You have to simply hold the center and roll it. When I throw the playing card, I grip the corner, and my grip on the corner is what helps with my rotation. If I were to try that with the throwing star, and then I'm holding the tip of a blade rotating in my hand, and that's not a safe way to throw. So let's do a little bit of a demo, and bear in mind I'm not necessarily good at any of this, but here we go. There's a couple other grips, but this is the more popular one, right? And all you're doing is flicking the wrist. Now you will see people pitching here. Those people have more skill than me, have been practicing for longer than me, and they're getting that rotation of their arm into that playing card. So I'm just tucking my wrist, and I have this a little bit tight, right? So there's a little bit of a grip. And then I'm just going to point where I want the card to go. And it goes away, right? So with the throwing star, you're going to push into your target, locking your wrist out at the end. Just picture literally pushing on whatever you want your target to be. These are not going to fly quite as well because, again, they're lighter, right? But we'll try. And there's a few different grips. You can basically palm it like so and throw it this way. I need a lot more weight to do that, but the idea is that you can have it down by your pocket, throw it out of your pocket. I'm going to have a lot of trouble with that. Or like a grip here, not pushing on the corner or pinching the corner where it might snag you, but just literally pinching and then pushing. I told you. It's too light. There you go. Notice the heavier ones fly better when I do that. Sorry for the wiggle there on one. I actually managed to hit the camera. So anyway, that's kind of an idea of the two different methods and why they are the way they are. If you're having trouble with playing cards, make sure that you're using like bicycle cards or something well known and just practice a bit. There are a couple other acceptable grips, but it's kind of all in the wrist. And then if you're practicing with throwing stars, make sure you have something that's heavy enough to practice with and aerodynamic enough, and then none of it is in the wrist. You want to push with your arm, just pinch it and push. So anyway, there's some tips, hope that helps, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.